They expect power to be loud, to roar, to shatter walls and break the ground beneath it. They think real strength comes with screaming matches and slammed doors. But true power, it doesn't need noise. It doesn't need attention. It doesn't ask for permission. It moves in silence. It builds when no one's watching. It waits, patient and invisible, until the moment it chooses to strike. And by then, it's already too late to stop it. They don't see the danger yet, because it's not the ones yelling who are the real threat. It's the ones who are quiet, the ones who move different, the ones who don't announce every step they take. I used to think I had to prove myself. I used to think being heard meant being strong. But now, I understand something they don't. The loudest in the room is usually the weakest. Power isn't loud. It's steady. It's silent. And it's already moving. They just haven't realized it yet. They measure strength by volume, by who speaks first, by who speaks loudest. But volume fades, noise dies, and when the dust settles, only one thing remains: presence. While they shouted over each other, while they fought to be noticed, while they clawed for attention, I stayed still. I stayed watching. I stayed building something they couldn't hear, but would one day feel. They didn't notice me. Good. They thought my quiet meant uncertainty, weakness, doubt. But quiet isn't doubt. It's focus. Every second I stayed silent, I was carving a path no one could block. Every breath I took without responding was one more layer of armor they didn't see being built. They thought they had the advantage, because I didn't react, because I didn't fight their way. But while they wasted their energy making noise, I was saving mine to take everything. Power doesn't need to announce itself. It arrives. And when it does, nothing can ignore it. They never saw the real shift happen. They were too busy celebrating their small victories, too focused on the noise they created, thinking the world was listening. But I wasn't trying to be heard. I was trying to become undeniable. And there's a difference. I didn't waste my breath explaining. I didn't throw punches at shadows. I didn't play their games in their arenas. I stayed silent. I stayed steady. And now, I'm not just walking back in. I'm changing the room without saying a word. Because when you move with real power, you don't beg to be seen. You make your presence impossible to ignore. Without the noise, without the drama, without the permission. They're starting to feel it now. Not because I raised my voice, but because I didn't have to. If you're still here, still breathing through this, still feeling that fire building under the quiet, subscribe and turn on the bell. Because you're not here by accident. You're becoming what they never prepared for. They thought they were winning because I didn't react, because I didn't defend myself, because I didn't fight them in the dirt they dragged me into. But I wasn't avoiding the battle. I was choosing the battlefield. I wasn't running from the noise. I was rising above it. Now every room I walk into shifts without me having to say a word. They feel it, in the hesitation, in the uneasy glances, in the way conversations die when I show up. Because true power isn't heard, it's felt. They don't know how to fight someone who doesn't fight back the way they expect. They don't know how to defend themselves against silence, against patience, against a force that doesn't waste energy trying to prove a point. And the more I stay quiet, the louder their fear becomes. Because when power moves silently, it's already too late to run. It's already too late to apologize. It's already too late to undo what's been set in motion. They created the noise. I became the consequence. They're starting to realize it now. Not all at once, but in pieces. In glances they can't hold. In rooms that feel heavier when I enter. In conversations that stumble when my name gets mentioned. Because the shift already happened. While they were loud, I was building. While they sought attention, I found direction. While they shouted to be heard, I mastered the art of moving in silence. I don't have to raise my voice to command attention. I don't have to explain myself to justify my presence. I am the proof. I am the difference. The ones who used to talk the loudest now look the smallest. Because real power doesn't compete with noise. It outlasts it. It overshadows it. It makes it irrelevant. They taught me something without meaning to. They taught me that loud victories are short-lived, but quiet dominance, it lives forever. And now, when I move, they feel it before they see it. They sense it before they hear it. Because power isn't about being seen. It's about being undeniable. They thought the story was over because I stayed quiet. Because I didn't announce my return. Because I didn't broadcast my next move. But real power doesn't need an introduction. It just arrives. It just shifts the ground under your feet. It just changes the rules without asking for permission. I didn't stay silent because I had nothing to say. I stayed silent because words were never going to be enough. I needed them to feel it, to live with it, to carry the weight of what they can never undo. Because the difference between noise and power is simple. Noise demands attention. Power commands it without asking. I'm not here to argue anymore. Not here to explain. Not here to heal their guilt. I'm here to move, to shift, to rise. And no matter how loud they get now, it won't drown out what's already coming. Because power isn't loud. It's quiet. And it's here. Now tell me, when did you realize you didn't need to shout to be powerful? Drop your story in the comments. I want to hear about your silent rise. And if this hit deep, watch next. Real power walks in quietly. Or they will fear your presence without you uttering a word. You're not getting louder. You're getting unstoppable.